Hey, Dave, it is time for a trivia
Victor.
question about the show that you are on, Dave. It's time for your trivia question about the show that you are on.
I am
Dave, what is my middle name? We've known each other for 20 years?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, what's my middle name?
Xavier?
What?
I don't know. I have no idea.
That's fine. Actually, my middle name is Curtis, but here's the touche. I actually don't know your middle name. What's your middle name?
Well, that's a good question because I actually don't have one.
Wow. That's pretty weird. All right, everybody, check us out at unseemlyquestions.com and 6unseemly on all social media. Time to get the show started. Welcome to 6 Unseemly Questions. I'm your host, Victor Varnado. This is my sidekick, Dave Rosinsky. We've got a great contestant on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Kareem Green. Let's see your face, Kareem Green. Thank you for coming on to the show today. You're wonderful.
Nice. Welcome to the show.
Also, we have a great studio audience. In the studio audience, we have Andrews. Wait, I have to say your last name correctly. Sir, wait. Sir, Casertano. Andrew Casertano.
Close. Andrew Curtis.
Is that pretty close, Andrew?
That works, Casertano. Yeah, thanks.
It works. Okay.
Am I saying Andrew right? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, that works.
And also in our studio audience today is Rachel Teichman, our producer. Thank you for being part of the studio audience, Rachel. Let's get started. I'm going to tell you how the show works, and then we're going to get started. Kareem, I'm going to ask you 6 unseemly questions. At the end of each question, I will ring a bell if I like your answer, like this. However, if I do not like your answer, I will not ring a bell. Regardless of how many bells you get at the end of the show, we'll decide whether or not you get $5. I'll also tell you why I won't ring a bell if I don't like your answer to the question. All right, you ready to get started?
I'm ready, man. I just hope you got a lot of money.
He's got lots of money.
You might not like nothing depending on your financial situation today.
We shall see.
Listen, $5, man. It's,
well, it's time to. I can already tell you didn't listen to the rules by your response. Okay, so it is time to ask you question number 1. Question number 1: do kids like you?
I think my kids don't, but I think other kids do.
Oh yeah, you feel like you fare well with other kids? Why is it that your kids don't, but other kids do?
Because they think, I don't know, they just always think they act like I owe them something. I don't know. That's just kids. Your kids always act like you don't have kids. Do you have kids? You don't have kids.
I don't have kids.
Okay, yeah, your kids always act like you owe them something. So that's why most of the time your own kids may not like you.
Do you feel like your parents owed you anything?
No.
No. So are you saying that because you don't want to feel like you have to owe your kids anything? Or are you saying that because you're like, if my kids watch this and they see that I thought that my parents owed me something?
No, I'm just from a different time, Victor. I'm from a time where...
I think we're from the same time. What are you talking about? I'm 52 years old. I'm 52.
Where you from? Where you from, Victor?
I grew up in Alabama. My grandmother.
New York, baby. New York.
What does that mean? Is that like a royal flush?
Yup. We got it, right?
We from 2 different time spans, period. Alabama is a whole nother time span.
What part of New York are you from?
Brooklyn and Queens.
Me too. Brooklyn and Queens. That's right. That's how.
All right. Are you two bonding? What?
No.
I'm going to say no bell on that first question.
Come on.
I'll tell you why. Because New York doesn't trump Alabama. It doesn't. I live in New York now because it's way better than Alabama.
Are we allowed to say Trump?
Give me a bell. You just said New York don't trump Alabama, but you live in New York because it's better than Alabama. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Matter of fact, you don't get a bell. Go ahead, continue.
I wasn't
bell
asking
for you, Victor.
I wasn't asking for a bell.
No bell for you, Victor.
You seem to be pretty upset about it. It is
that
time
doesn't make any sense, but okay.
It is time for question number 2. But before we get to question number 2, can you tell people out there what you do?
I'm a stand-up comedian / comedic actor. Boom.
Stand-up comedian / comedic actor. That is great. You are all super funny. I know because I've seen you perform. You're fantastic, and you have a great new show on. Your show's on Showtime, correct?
It's on Showtime, streaming on Hulu, Amazon Prime, all the different joints.
Awesome. Check them out, everybody. Check them out. All right. It's time for question number 2. Question number 2. How do people underestimate you?
Actually, just that. I think people underestimate me in the sense of, even though I feel like I'm funny enough to be where I'm at, but I feel like people think that it's just I'm not funny enough to be where I'm at. But so that's what I feel like people underestimate me.
People don't think you're funny enough to be where you are in your career?
Yeah.
You're saying?
Yeah. But I think that happens with a lot of people, though. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think that a lot of people will be like, especially comedians who can be bitter, mean people. I know, I'm a comedian myself. When you're at the bottom, you're looking up at the top, and then if you see people stumble in any way, you're like, why do they have that and I don't? They're terrible. Like that's the way comedians think.
Well, I don't even know if it's stumble. I feel like sometimes people. I feel like the thing is, people want to be where other people are always at, right?
Mm-hmm,
they always feel like they deserve what you have, even if they're not skilled enough to do what you do at that moment. You know what I'm saying? Not that you can't develop the skill, but sometimes people, and plus some people get it earlier than other people. All these, we're in the matrix of.
Yeah, it's like puberty.
Yes, I do know what you say, Kareem. I don't agree with what Dave said. Like it's like puberty. That doesn't make any sense. You know what? That was a good answer. Informative. All right.
Nice.
There you go. That is a bell. All right. It's time for question number 3. Question number 3. Have you ever run a lemonade stand?
Never. Run a lemonade? No.
Nope. You never ran a lemonade stand? You were never like a cute kid? Like, hey, everybody.
I never even seen a real lemonade stand.
You've never seen one in real life?
No.
Have you ever seen a real kid?
That's like TV.
On TV, kids. That's it. Me too.
Yeah, TV and kids and lemonades. That's literally TV. Like, that's just like something you see on TV that you don't really think exists.
I did it.
What? I also did a lemonade stand.
Yeah,
I did a lemonade stand when I was a kid.
Alabama.
And
Yeah.
Kareem, are there a lot of?
Jersey.
Is there a lot of lemonade stands in Brooklyn?
There's
There's
no lemonade stands in Brooklyn. There's lemonade in the store, but ain't no lemonade in no.
Yep.
But the other, but also a lemonade stand to me is like watching TV and seeing someone get a pony. That does not exist in my that's TV. That's not real.
I get it.
Rides a pony around his apartment all day.
I get it. Like sometimes some things I understand, and I think about this a lot personally because I used to categorize things outside of my experience. I'm like, well, I would see something and be like, that is never going to be part of my life, and some things are just like outside of what you assume your experience is going to be, right?
It's just like, but to me, I feel like just stuff on TV, you feel like that's just TV. Like when I watch, like a lot of things that I see on TV, I just be like, no, but it does exist, but it's just, as you said, it's not in my experience. So to me, it's not real. It's like white people hearing about police brutality. That's not real.
That's really funny. Yeah. The funny thing is I'm actually doing a book that's coming out called the Anti-Racism Activity Book. And it's about exactly what you just said. It's like a fake highlights magazine thing. And it's exactly about what you just talked about. And so it's all these like coloring pages and activities. Yeah, exactly. About all that stuff. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to ring a bell. You know why? Because you naturally led to me self-promoting.
Yeah.
And that's always bell worthy. Okay. It is time for question number 4, Kareem. Question number 4. Question number 4 is, what's your deal breaker?
With what? It gotta be
exactly. Exactly.
What? Like,
exactly. I should have taken this one.
That's pretty rough.
This is a
Give him the bell.
Rachel
Give him
question.
the bell.
Rachel is just getting to know humanity from the planet she's from. So
I just want to know what's your deal breaker?
What does it even mean?
You gotta put it into a context. And
is it bad breath?
what is it? Is it food? Is it in relationships? Is it in clothing? Is it in fashion? Like you got.
What's your food deal breaker? Is there such a thing as a food?
Yeah. Okay. What's your food deal breaker?
Oh my gosh.
My food deal breaker. What's this thing? I don't know if you've ever heard of okra.
Oh yeah.
Okra.
Mm-hmm.
I can't deal with no okra. It's slimy, and that's enough.
Okay, I'm going to say no bell. Great question, Rachel. What's his food deal breaker?
Wait, how do I
Great.
Dave's
That's
question.
great content for the show.
No, he said it.
Dave's
He said it first. He said
He should get the
he said
credit.
what's my deal breaker?
Wait.
Food deal breaker.
Listen. This
He
is
asked
ridiculous.
himself that question
Listen,
because you didn't give him a question.
Kareem seems to have some sort of something else to say.
How don't get a bell for fixing a question?
You know
Agreed.
what? You don't get a bell for your answer. I don't get a bell for letting that question slip by. And Rachel gets no bell for the question itself. No bells all around.
Oh my God. This is a travesty.
It is time for question number 5. Question number 5. Describe your weirdest friend.
My weirdest friend. Describe them? Like something they would do, or would they look like, or what do you mean?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna let you pick. Maybe something that they do. If you don't want to reveal who they are, that's also another thing you can omit if you feel like it. But just how do you, your weirdest friend? You have that in your head, I'm sure. So
I just thought
why are they in that category?
Because they like women to spit in their drinks.
What?
It is. You might know who that is.
Weird.
But
I was gonna say Victor, but that's pretty weird.
You know who it is, Victor?
No, I have no idea who it is.
Oh, okay.
This is great, though. That's great information. And now the fact that I might know who it is going to make me guess through everybody that I know.
You worked with him before.
Oh, this is even better. Oh,
How does he do it? Does he?
I give you this one.
Does he come up to women and he's like, "Can you spit in my
this is
drink?"
very specific now. I can just solve this through Facebook. All right, so you know what? I'll tell you what. I'm going to give you a bell on that.
Nice.
That because you started off a great mystery. The Hardy Boys are back together. Can't wait. It is now time for question number 6. This is your last question of the show. Question number 6, Kareem. Do you ride bikes a lot?
Yes.
Oh, you do?
No, a bike. I ride my bike. Yeah.
Right. Do you ride it around the city?
I ride it everywhere. I ride it. Throughout the city, from Brooklyn to Queens. You know.
I think I want to do more bike riding. My wife is dreadfully afraid of me riding around in New York, though. But I love bike riding, and so
I don't blame her.
I want to do more of it.
Afraid of you riding around? You're an adult.
Yes, I am an adult, and I have ridden bikes before. And before I married her, I actually rode bikes quite a bit. But I think that she's just. But my wife is definitely just like afraid of anything possibly happening to me. She loves me a lot. She's
why don't you just do a Zumba class or something?
That is so sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. She's very nice.
I feel like you're chained to the radiator right now.
No, man, she lets me go outside and play. It's cool, but but she doesn't want me to ride a bike a lot. That's all. Oh, but I love riding bikes.
What about a skateboard? What about roller skates? What about anything? So anything that has to do with it in the streets, or anything where you can get hurt, I guess, right? Yeah,
she doesn't want me to do anything that would get hurt. I mean, I still do it. Is what I'm saying. I actually still do all the things that I would normally
skateboarding?
Oh.
I'm not skateboarding currently. I was actually going to do some I was going to take a roller dancing class because one of my friends was like, because I wanted to roller. I've always wanted to learn how to roller dance since I was little. I used to go to roller skating rinks.
Yeah.
But then,
me too. That was a thing.
But then this preacher blew up online who was like this preacher in the South, was this old dude who looks like my dad. And he's like roller dancing, and he's blown up on Instagram. And so now I'm like, I want to roller dance again. Because this dude as old as my dad is doing it on Instagram. So I'm ready.
Wait, is he a black dude with gray hair?
Yeah. Exactly.
He dresses nice, and I know you're talking about.
Like Snoop Dogg was like blowing him up.
Wait,
exactly.
Isn't there a rink in Brooklyn? You can go. There's one probably pretty close.
There used to be one, but I don't know if it still exists anymore. It used to be Empire skating rink.
I think there's new one. Yeah, I think.
Well, we can carry on this conversation not in front of an audience, I guess. All right. So I'm going to say no bell because it started to get really boring when we're talking about which rinks to go to.
I actually wanted to know more about that.
Wait, I don't even. But look, the
Man,
thing is,
don't
you
take it
asked
out
me,
on-
do I ride bikes? Do I like to ride bike? And I said yes.
That's true. But answering questions with facts is not necessarily the way to get a bell. You know, it's just like real life. You know, you can study your whole life and you can have like 14 degrees and still be homeless. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't.
I feel
not,
shook by that.
It's not
statement.
a real path. All right. But you've answered 6 questions, which have been great. And so what we're going to do is decide whether or not you're going to get $5 for appearing
And I
on the
fixed
show.
one question, so
And you fixed the question. You gave the show a tune-up. Yeah, you did a lot.
I actually get a producer credit.
Yes, Rachel. Anyway, so
Wow.
yeah, that's right. That question was terrible. All right, so you've asked those 6 questions. Time to decide whether you get $5. But before we do that, can you tell people out there where they can find you?
Oh, yeah, Kareem Green 21 on Facebook and Instagram. Those are the 2 places I'll be at, and the Kareem Green on YouTube.
Awesome. Please check out Kareem. He's awesome. All right, so you've answered all 6 questions. Now it's time to decide whether
one more. Flatbush misdemeanors every Sunday on Showtime.
Oh yeah, your show. That's right. Thank you for doing that. All right. So now it's time to decide whether or not you're going to get $5. We canvass the room. First of all, what do you think, Dave? Should Kareem get $5 for his appearance on the show?
Definitely. I thought I was the only one who's never seen the kid in person, so I feel a lot better about that. And my vote is going to be yes.
Okay, the vote is yes, but the logic was weird. All right,
It was great.
Andrew, what do you think? Should Kareem get $5?
I mean, yeah, of course. Like Kareem's funny, and I'm all about having other comedians make money, dude. I'm not gonna take that $5 away from him. So respect.
Wow, listen to that guy singing "Kumbaya," huh?
Wow.
Remember.
Come on, baby.
All right. And then finally, Rachel, our producer, what do you think? Should Kareem get $5?
So okra is also a deal breaker for me. And because of that, he deserves $5.
Oh, man. All right. So the last person we're going to ask, of course, is Kareem. Kareem, what do you think? Should you get $5 for appearing on the show?
I think so. It's a pandemic.
You know what? I'm going to agree with you. You get $5. Congratulations. $5 for appearing on the show, which is great. We just got to wrap this show up. Dave, what did you learn from this week's show?
I'm loving the new pandemic rules where we're just giving out $5 to, come have a good time. 6 Unseemly.
Right. Good enough. Ladies and gentlemen, please check us out at 6 Unseemly on all social media and unseemlyquestions.com.
Starburns Audio, a podcast network.